Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial of FreeBSD. This tutorial will aim for installing SAMBA on FreeBSD. What SAMBA will give you is the possibility to connect the Windows network file sharing system right into FreeBSD. So you will be able to reach your files that you want and make shares from Unix, and being able to reach them through Windows. So to start with, I think that we should just make this tutorial just straightforward. And I have in front of me a FreeBSD version 9 system installed. This tutorial will actually also work on FreeBSD 8.2, 8.3, etc. And FreeBSD 7, I think it should work without problems. Okay. So to get this, first of all you need to have ports installed. If you do like this, if you don't find this USR/ports, you probably don't have it installed. It takes some time to install, but if you don't have it, you do like this. You do port snap fetch and port snap extract. You run this command if you're missing ports, but I have ports, so I don't need to do this. Okay. If you want to install SAMBA, you need to enter the net category of user ports net. You will stand in this directory, and now you need to search for SAMBA. And in this case I want to have the SAMBA 36, which is the version 3.6. If this tutorial gets old, there will probably be versions that are much current than this one, but you will see that also. You enter this category, so you stand inside of this directory. Right make config. You can deselect LDAP if you don't need it. Press OK. Now you write make install clean, and this will download the source, compile the source and install it for us. There will be some options to select, and I normally take OK on every option now. And so you just need to press OK on everyone. But if you want to see what I do, what I do here, I'm going to make a little pause between each jump here of compilation and the information screen, so this will go a lot quicker in the video. Alright, so SAMBA has been installed. Now we need to make some configuration, and I think I was forgetting to say in the beginning of the video that we are just going to cover SAMBA, how to make like private repositories on the network. I will add on the web page how to make the public ones, which are not requiring the passwords and things like this. And the only thing we need to know when we make the reason why I make only one share right now is that I have to reduce the time of the video, not to make people bored, and I'm sure that if you understand how to make the private one, it's very easy to look on the web page later to see how to make the public one, because they don't differ so much. It's very similar, just a few other arguments in the config file. Okay, to start with, let's edit our etcrc.conf file. The reason why we add SAMBA here is that it will automatically launch SAMBA while we restart the system. So write SAMBA underscore enable equals yes, and then we save there. And now we need to edit one file. Sorry, I forgot the VI editor. this file, usr local etc smb.conf. I forgot to mention that now when I use the VI editor, I didn't mention which commands I'm using. If you find it difficult to use the VI editor, I have a tutorial of how to use it, but I can describe what I'm doing, which commands, etc. to reach here. So this is the configuration file for SAMBA. Here contains the configuration for the server, and not only, I will go through this file to explain what we need to do. First thing we can look at is that you don't need to change this, but this is the name of the work group, so you can edit this to whatever you want. The name of the server, if you want to have one, I keep it like this, no need to change. And this one we need to edit. Notice that there is a thing here, semicolon, which make it uncommented, which means that this will not apply, at least we delete this one. Stand with the cursor on this mark and press the X button and you delete it. Now we need to change the hosts which are allowed. If you want to add another host, simply add another line that looks a little bit similar like this: host allow equals the IP address. I want you to press the I button so you can begin to edit in the VI editor, because this file does not match correctly this host allow with my IP address. So I change this one, press escape to go back to the command mode in VI editor, and stand on this number 1, press R and make 0. This will change this to 0. This is okay. Let me recap a bit. I think you require a little bit of knowledge of what IP addresses are. I think you already know. I will make a tutorial of IP addresses and all these things later on. But what you need to do here is just to change so you have the correct network here, which match your network, or else you won't be able to connect to this server. And if this is wrong, it will appear an error message and you can just change it, because you will not be able to connect. So it's just to edit the correct one. So this, for example, 192.168.0 point nothing here means that it will take the whole network range that it's inside of this. This we didn't need to change, but it was before 192.168.2. Whatever. So this means that it was having 2 IP ranges. It should work in my example. I think you have the same network address style, class C network as I have. If not, you just need to change it to the correct one. Okay, so we move on forward here. Sorry, I cannot explain that better than that. In this case, it was a bit messy explanation of me of how to do it. What we need to do now is that we need to add a repository. So you can go down to the file all the way down, press escape and press control, hold control now, press D, and you scroll down with VI editor. When you reach down to the end, I want you to press O button, which opens a new line. So you can begin to edit here. We should make a private share here. When we make this private share, we begin to write like this, private. This is the name of the share repository, which will appear in the Windows network like a category. Okay, I write everything now. My username will be Plex. To change this username to whatever username you want to have. But we do this example like this. Do like this. This is the comment of it. Path is the location of the folder we want to share. valid users works like this. If I add Plex, it's only Plex, but if I add another name like person2, for example, person3, this is how you add them in a series like this. But I just want to add Plex now. It's the persons that are able to use this repository. Here is the difference. Public equals no. As you guess, it means no public entrance, so only private. Write table equals yes. Okay, now this file is write protected. For this reason, you need to save it in VI. You need to do like this. Press escape, make a colon, press W and Q, and make this exclamation mark. It means to overwrite the file even if it's write protected, or else you will get this error message. If I do like this, read only file, then you do write quit exclamation mark, and it's force the saving. So about the IP address that I had a difficulty to explain, I will show you. If you make ifconfig, I mean, here you will see I have no mouse in FreeBSD, so I need to make it outside of Windows here. You can see here 192.168.0.34, which is the address to this server. I was adding this entire range here. You could specify only like one IP address to the one the client should be used, but I put the whole range, means that all the computers which enters the correct password should be able to enter that repository. Now we need to do some extra stuff here. Remember I was adding user Plex. If you look here, ls use USR and home, there is no home directory in this system. It means that I don't have added any user yet, because root is not in USR home, root is in this category. This is root. So to add a user, simply make this command, add user, press enter. Username will be Plex in my case. Full name, I don't need one. I just make a simple user here. I don't care which shell I'm using right now. And this home Plex is okay. Leave this default password, do not use an empty password. So I basically, when I have SAMBA installed, you need to have a user that is connected to the SAMBA account. And you need to, because that home directory will be shared for that user also. So you will have one private share and also your own home category. You will see that later. This is okay. I don't want to add another user. So if you look in this USR home directory, you can see that I have my home directory now. Here we need to add more directories. So if we go into this directory, I need to make a directory. I used the P option here, which will create the subdirectories also. So I create both SAMBA and private at the same time. Now we can look, SAMBA and private exist. Okay, perfect. Now I need to, so now we have the directory for our private share and the private shared repository and home for Plex. This will be more clear when everything is up and running. Now we need to set permissions. First we need to add one group to our system, which is called SAMBA private. And we can add Plex user to this group. It's very simple. This command pv group add SMB private and the option with the big M, which will add then the username Plex. If you want to add more users, just make this colon user, user 2, etc, etc. But now it's just one user I add to this group. And if you want to check if Plex is inside of this group, it's very simple. All you need to do is to category inside of etc group, and you will see Plex has his own group here. Plex is 1001 group ID. The group SAMBA private we added contains the group ID 1002, and it holds the user Plex, so everything went okay here. Now, just see where I'm standing. Now I need to change the permission on SAMBA. If you look at this, you can see, in SAMBA private, SAMBA like this, sorry. You can see that it's not the correct group for this folder. We do like this then. Sorry, I was forgetting a command. Change group is this a short word for? SMB private, and the directory here, which is SAMBA private. If you look now, you see this group is correct now. Now it belongs to SAMBA private there. Now we need to set the correct permissions also. chmod 770, and you add it to SAMBA private. And what this does is that if you let's see here, this means that this will allow the root and the member of the group full access to the directory. So this means that the group and SAMBA private will have full access, and also the root user, which of course should always have full access. And what you do now is that we need to set the SAMBA password for user. This is very simple. One thing I forgot to mention, if you're not using bash shell, if you're using corn shell like I do now, you need to do rehash after an installation of a program which updates your environment variable so you can reach the commands. Like if you have SAMBA installed, I'm going to write SAMBA, and you can press the tab key and it will be all complement, so you don't need to log in and log out to get it updated. So just do this command so you have everything set up like I do. So to set the password, you use this command, SMB password, option A, and username Plex. Now we put the SAMBA password. If you forget your password, you just use this command and you reset the password also like that. Now you will see this, added user Plex, everything was successful there. So to start this system and try everything now, just do like this. usr local etc rc.d SAMBA 1 start. This is to start it up just once. And everything seems okay now. To try our user and to see what repositories he has, SMB client, Plex is my username. If I do this command, SMB client, big U as option, Plex, big L, and localhost, I should be able to see if I enter the SAMBA password for this user, which private shares I have, etc. Now I have some shares here, which are the private and Plex. And now let's try from the Windows side. What was my IP address? You need this address for your system. Since I'm in Windows beside my VMware, I'm able to do this to check this now. This is the run command. // followed by the IP address. It was 0.34, so you add this, you can see the pattern there. Press OK. You should be prompted with password and username, like a login thing. This didn't happen to me right now. Instead I was getting the share directly. It's because I was trying this out before I made this tutorial. But it should look like this now. That you get 2 directories to the machine. One is the home category for Plex. So this was not, remember, this was not public access because I needed to put a password for this. And the private share is our, you remember the share that we made. If I add a file here, can name it doc in private share. And we make another file here, file to Plex. We can add this file also. Save it. And if I check now inside, you can see that file to Plex is inside there, as we expect it to be. Yeah, now I do like this. I make cat so you can see what it contains. And we got the message inside the file, so everything is running okay. That was the Plex folder. So if we do SAMBA and private, you can see that the file we added in private sharing was arriving there. So I think I will add the instructions to the home page, so you will see how you can make more shares than just the private, and it will be easier to look at how you edit the config file. I write it more in detail over there, how to set the permissions, and I try also to put how to make public shares, etc. But I think that you will use the private share mostly right now. And thanks for watching, and check out the webpage later. It won't be available now for some days because I will update this tutorial on the website in a few days, I guess. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more tutorials.